NAVI. ENCE out main fast.
Perfecto double kill. Electronic right there. Already ENCE crumble. If you're gonna come for the best, you better not miss.
Yeah, they stop him at the 10-yard line. No chance of a plant. All headshots in for NAVI. NAVI right now have far less reps than ENCE do on Nuke. Nuke for ENCE has been a homestay, and NAVI out of last year, it was a team that kept winning, basically versus anybody. But what we saw versus Heroic last time, the 16-8 match, they stopped them dead in their tracks. And that's after 2 losses on Nuke, just to remind us that this was the best team in the world on it. And when it comes to high-pressure situations, they will deliver.
Already kind of getting out that hut. Perfecto dives back, Boomich on the floor, double kill with the SMG. Spinks has got something, a little bit more than what they had in that pistol. Some kind of an opening, something to wiggle around with, and Snappy wants to kind of get in with this. Spinks takes down a second, Fett gets shut out. Snappy's gonna find that upgrade, finds another kill, and all of a sudden, just like that, it's Bit. Snappy locking horns with him. And there's so much time, but that bomb's in the open, and so is the CT. Snappy still knows it. He takes his fight, and he will answer back.
Oh, man. The leader of the team, the leader of men. Fragging like a star between the two. I can't believe it was Snappy to close that out in such convincing fashion. And the way he was emphatically peeking into heaven, you knew he had the confidence. And what has Snappy said? If a rush doesn't work once, then rush faster. They go back into round 2, another upper hit. They do it with conviction, they believe in it, and they crush NAVI.
Walls of smoke, coverage, and a chance to breathe, but Simple looks to take that back. He gets shut out. Diha, who has been so sharp across this series, across this entire run from ENCE.
Yeah, man. Diha has been on a 7 series, over 1.0 rating streak, just coming into the major. Top 2 performer alongside Spinks. And it's not been quiet. He takes control of maps.
Flash to the top, quick peek. Ooh, Boomich. Oh my God, he's just trying to hide in that coverage, but he will find himself a little bit of room to work with. Even more top that damage.
Wow, the adjustment. They
Not
smoked,
bad.
Yeah, they got main smoked off. The lurk has been shut out. Diha has to wait 50 seconds. Now they're worried about getting flanked. Look who's here to refresh Boomich's position. It's Electronic.
Yeah, these SMGs lethal. A second, door gets shut down. And what goes around comes around by the looks of things, unless Diha and Hades can draw this one back from the 2 versus 4, and Diha's hunting for those heads. Hades peeks wide, thinking maybe Electronic's still here, and sure enough, there was nowhere to run. So it falls onto the 3 other players of NAVI, and they've been moving. They've been mobile. Bit doubling back around that lobby. Hades, there's the first, but he needs 2 more, and Bit's gonna stop that with the 5-7 headshot, and Force Wars go on.
What an electric start here in the first 3. Boomich with the jumping MP9 kill. Electronic, 2 frags on his SMG, stopping that squeaky burst. 3 rounds in a row they've tried this. This is insane the way that this has gone, and we got 4 players dead from ENCE the last round. But the money is back in the hands of NAVI. They have control of the situation once again. They know the buy is poor right now from ENCE. And it looks like they're gonna feign like we're doing the same thing again. Honestly, the level we're seeing already from both squads is alarming. I mean, I was wondering if we were going to get a slow start from either team. It doesn't seem like it. Who will get their claws in first?
Smoke fades, Flash takes its place. A bit of an invitation to come and challenge Bit. One of the few players of the expected rosters to be in the playoffs that is still putting up those performances, still carving his place in this space. Simple doubles back around from hell, but one player will get through. Simple able to deal with that one and with Spinks, both the tail end and the front runner. Electronic comes to help out. Navi's members bailing each other out of these sticky spots, and well, that only opening that goes the way the ENCE is downstairs. Madden headshot, bomb plant should come with it. Boomich though, he's gonna pressure this, and sure enough with that, Now suddenly things get sticky. Diha has his hands on that M4. There's only 24 health between Boomich and Electronic, and for that reason, you'd think just for a second he could pull this off.
Oh.
But as those doors swing wide, there's just too much pressure. Navi pull ahead.
Yeah, they can maybe take a rest now. That's a huge win, right? They win the Force by Wars. Navi come out ahead. That moment from Maddie opens the door, he has to get control of control side. If he goes for a plant, they'll open that door for him and take him out. So smartly tries to take that fight, but unfortunately, the round also rested on that fight. Losing bomb in control made that way too hard to win for Diha. Navi 3-1 start, and again, they have been trying to avoid Nuke in their vetoes for some time. Teams don't want to play it against them, but they have been fallible until what we saw yesterday.
Frag sails over, Madden able to still get Simple. Electronic tries to put some space between him and this onslaught. You don't want a second victim. Frag on top, great call.
Wow.
But that metal, it gives a little bit of cover, and suddenly Electronic, he loses his second teammate. So this opening outside, ever so slightly wider. Electronic still not able to get these kills back. A1S kind of betraying him, but Perfecto comes in with the help. Man advantage still for ENCE. And all the while, outside, compromised, so ramp, an open space for him to push through. And Bit, he could sense this, of course, but Spinks, sharp as he is, it's just that Glock, and Bit well aware. Electronic back at the outer fight, and things seem to stabilize here for Navi.
Yeah, Bit's a little bit too reliable, isn't he? Leave him in a spot, he'll make sure to clear everything out. So now, these final two pistols, seen some great mid rounds and completely losing situations, and ENCE have been able to squeeze water from Stone, but this is a stone too hard. This is a diamond. I don't think they're getting anything out of this.
Diha dodging the frag again this round. You just can't find him. Oh my. Dangerously close with the wall bang, but sure enough, Electronic sets up shop as he loses those two players outer, deals with the threats. 3 stand for Navi.
We move into the second half. ENCE have basically beat everybody without them getting double digits. Their CT sides stand far above their T sides, so they always have that to look forward to. Looking at Navi, the interesting thing about this game is Spinks is the #1 player, and recency matters the most, right, in this tournament. But Simple is still the #1 player of the year. And that is a storyline that's clashing right here in the semifinal, and will settle a lot of arguments about, you know, who really is the king at the moment. Even if right now Spinks is doing so much work with a rifle, Simple has a chance to quash that storyline, right? As soon as he makes it to grand finals, if he's the one to do it, that's all that's going to matter. So much on the line here for ENCE to prove. Neither side of the bracket would have been fun.
We already said Sayonara, one of our upsets, one of our underdogs today. Hell of a run from Spirit, but the expectant winner pulls ahead. And right now, Navi have done the same thing on map 1.
Yeah. One thing about the way that ENCE have been playing CS is a lot of their low buys are extremely quick, and that's going to be a tell for Navi, of course. So being ready for what we saw in these first couple of rounds with the upper pops is going to be paramount. They have done a good job of dealing with it, though, if you ask me.
Nade's gonna soften up Diha, but that will not stop him.
Oh, too many players come close to that box and clear it incorrectly. Diha's perfect.
And he skates back to look to join the pack. Remember, we started this half with the A hits from ENCE. They gather their numbers despite lower health on 2. CT setup's actually looking outside, so Perfecto, no eyes on that A floor. This could be a good chance for ENCE to get in. He now has support from Simple. That's going to fall him down into the back of those silos. Flash and a smoke over towards the doors, but Snappy, he's ahead.
Oh.
And that insta headshot from Madden is big. Diha delivers one of his own. And just like that, with a crack of the whip, ENCE take that A site.
God damn, they got assassins. You had no time to shoot back. One between the eyes on 2 players. Navi lose the sight. There's no chance for the retake. As soon as ENCE get on guns, they put it into a default. They throw a lot of their outside utility, and what's becoming more favorable these days is getting that utility out, but not committing with a whole bunch of players. But Diha is the guy to trust. You know, between him and Spinks, there are 2 players from ENCE that are in the top 5 of all the players at this event right now. Navi don't have any, which is crazy to think. So a hard-fought round 1 here from ENCE. And it comes off the fact that they open up with a 5v4 clean. It doesn't need to be that much support for Electronic. He has shadow advantage versus Diha, but Diha, he had confidence. And what's most important is they cleared it properly and with conviction. Instead of coming close around that box, giving Electronic that huge advantage to see a shoulder first, he went nice and wide. That's the one.
Right there. Presence of mind. Madden, same thing. Knew exactly what his target was, killed it instantly. Tactical timeout here from Navi early on.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. That was such a decisive round. We talk about Blade, we talk about him off tax. He almost always delivers. I mean, we'll see it's CT side. There's not so much that you could do in the way of making the round as convoluted as possible. Of course, might be one or two opening tactics they want to employ here. We saw the heroic match actually, some of the starting locations for Simple were countered by Katie, and overall the map wasn't that good for him, but in general, the fact that they could game plan that well versus Navi will probably have them on guard coming into this match versus ENCE. You know, clearly one of the hardest working teams in pro right now.
With an all-time high form, Snappy doing a fantastic job of getting these players primed for top-level play. Frags over just in case something quick comes out, but ENCE, no sir. They're gonna throw that wall of smokes. Diha, yeah, check it again, just in case. Nobody here this time, CTs concede.
Oh man, it's so cool to watch this. We're getting two different rounds. Same clear in that position. Navi are gonna see the same smokes, but now it doesn't start off 5v4 instantly.
That actually gives a bit more room for Diha. He's gotta follow his processes.
Look how smooth that timing was.
Last time with the kill, he fell back to the lobby, and we saw just how instrumental he was to that easy A-take, quick headshot into the heaven. But this is different. He's deep. There's somebody downstairs awaiting him. Util starts to go out onto that A site. That will draw Boomich away from Secret, which could open up doors for Diha, but for now, Navi don't panic.
Man, this is the thing about Simple. He's starting off ramp.
He's ready. Bit's right there to try and help. ENCE decide to fall back. That one kill, just enough to turn them back. Diha's gonna look for that opening elsewhere. He's been set up for this since the start.
Yeah, he's become kind of a contingency plan now that they've been exposed, trying to open up the ramp, getting locked out.
Oh, that's gonna be audio. Then Electronic comes out from behind vent, kills Snappy. That's still two players downstairs, but of course Boomich and Bit, they've been here the entire time. 20 seconds, Bit looking for the frag.
Oh, Jesus.
But it's actually Boomich to come in with both.
Okay. He'll grab him. They lock it up. That's beautiful. I mean, the fact that Simple starts ramp in that position, I think that's something that best player in the world all through 2021, maybe his best year on record. We saw, especially on ramp, he was a #1 player on every single map that they played, okay? So the only map that he wasn't #1 on was Vertigo. But in Nuke, the one thing that made him the most special was he would have committed rotations beyond the first kind of fake that would come through from the other team. He knows where you want to end up, and that's the scariest part. You better believe no one is telling him what to do in those positions. He's the one who runs with autonomy and makes it happen. We got Antwerp for Navi, we got Brazil for Navi.
Yeah.
Where the hell are the ENCE fans?
None?
There are none.
They're saving. They're saving themselves.
They're saving, okay.
They wait. They wait. Boomich, clean as can be with that second kill. Very good job from him, but we're right back into the action. Deagle and a Galil, so some concessions here from ENCE. Diha over top with a good flash. That actually gives him a chance to get past that scope from Simple. Oh, but Simple's quick. Takes Madden down in the background. Oh, and suddenly, Simple has just gotten away here, but he really does not know. He is a dead man crouching.
Oh, he's taking this carefully.
Diha taps him down from above, then that contact over towards ramp. We get the double kill here from ENCE, and they're looking to puncture through.
Yeah, this
Electronic. Oh, he's going to be throwing his grenades. And maybe Boomich can attack him from the back. He was so key in that last round, but he has to ask himself, where have they gone?
Oh, I think they might know that there's still another. He'll fall out. This is a 2-on-5 situation, but it somehow feels recoverable. Let's see if Spinks has anything to say about that.
Patience. Patience.
The The map falls completely quiet as we cross the 45-second mark. ENCE will be forced to make a decision, but will they find out where the CTs are?
Perfecto's done a great job of staying tucked in. Now they know it. He drops Spinks. 2 versus 5, turned 2 versus 2. Diha's able to get by into the bomb site. Perfecto, he'll have to come up from that vent. And now the lower player in Hades moves that bomb into the back of the site. Perfecto trying to set this up. Boomich comes upwards.
Wait, they're off the plant.
They've still got time, so it's going to go down. Diha's position next to the smoke. That one gets caught by Boomich, who drops both bodies.
Oh, and they do the impossible. The 2-on-5 is 1.
Numbers advantage means nothing.
And that just shows you how good the rotations were. Every single time a kill got traded, even when Simple got caught off guard in such a compromised spot, which gave so much space to Diha, there was a player nearby at another choke point ready to refrag. And that was all about Boomich. I think he's 12-3 right now, and he is somebody that you could point to as one of the players is one of the most inconsistent on the team. Of course, a team filled to the brim with talent, but Boomich does have his odd carry map. Perfecto can smell ear to ear knowing that this is going to be one of them. Tack timeout called here, a second already for ENCE.
Now that the NAVI fans are done, are there any ENCE fans?
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
They exist.
Good to know. Good to know.
And at this point in the game, NAVI can really, pat themselves on the back. If they take out ENCE, this will be 3 losses for ENCE in like the last 15 or more wins on Nuke. This is a super sound place to go, but right now they're not meeting their quota.
Oh, made sense, but you are taking on, of course, the prior major champions.
Yes, that is the thing. If anybody can visualize a trophy right now, it's NAVI.
Yeah, they've been here before, they've done it before, and they're looking to do it again. Just versus Armored Pistols, it should be a breeze for Simple. But with those smokes down, it's the spam from Electronic to find Snappy at the least. But there is far more than just Snappy going downstairs. And Boomich, he's about to get his hands full. 3 kills from Boomich.
Chew him up.
Electronic finishes off what he started, hunting down Snappy as that pack attempted to push through, leaves Spinks on his own.
Oh, Boomich is just powered up on their blood.
Half by, not enough. Tech9 taps to the backside. Spinks doesn't even have that bomb, and Simple arrives from the heavens as NAVI continue to rack up these CT rounds.
Yeah, just over halfway done the first, and Boomich is far and away the best player on the server, controlling that spray, of course, just versus the Tech9s. And to try to do something quick on the cross, running that rotation, and didn't lose any players in the process, but once they got downstairs, they got called out. NAVI knew exactly what they wanted to try to do, and Boomich smartly laid down that smoke to make it as hard as possible to try to trade it out. What are the outs here for ENCE in this position? Another buy-up. Diha has provided them solace in a game where they only have 2 rounds. Seeing his outside plays could inspire the most hopeless, but can he keep it up?
Repositioning here from Electronic, trying to just find that little bit of a gap, and as he goes in off of Simple's flash, he will take man advantage.
Yeah, a bit of revenge here for Electronic.
But he didn't get away, and they know it. He seems to understand as well. He is still compromised. Simple looking to lend him a helping hand, but as Electronic fires off, that welcomes back through. Simple's finding Snappy.
Oh, do they want to come back for this? That's the question. 3 different ends here for ENCE. All on their individual islands. Utility is a problem.
Flash was good, but Simple better.
All right.
Down goes Hades and Madden. And a missed shot there with a little spice on it. Spinks responds. 3 still standing here for NAVI, but Bit comes back from ramp.
Yeah.
He's getting bored over on the ramp.
There's just so much more than Simple right now, but all his kills are so damn impactful. And that was a position where ENCE ran out of utility, no smokes remaining for the cross. They were forced to take those dry duels. Simple was hitting quick ones. 3 on the round for him, and an 8th for NAVI. Oh, he's got his hands off. 15-3 so far in the half for NAVI. for Boomich, I should say. Back to the half buy. They're demanding a lot of Snappy here.
Oh my, Boomich. Whew. Fire all around him. Vent looking strong. Perfecto falling downwards. He is as blind as a bat, and the Tech-9s connect to the head. Then the A1S of Electronic comes through. A frag from the depths of that vent.
Yeah, they actually made a mistake in rotation. They didn't expect it to be an upper play. Bomb is in a good position here for ENCE.
Two players thinking about coming in through that mini, but with the smoke down, they can still reroute. There'll be time for ENCE to make their move off site. They're going to keep one underneath the heavens.
This is one that will end in blood. They know that ENCE don't have much to work with.
A fight to the death for all six. CT's posture up outside of that heaven. Util starts to go forward so that they can peek, and the guy in sight's just tucking, hiding, waiting. Hades, Diha, both with one. Simple comes down and goes down to the hands of Diha.
Oh, wow. Some beautiful crossfires right there. And again, utility disadvantage that came out with just a light buy. And they get away with the upper hit one more time. These continuation flashes. They had Perfecto blind for half the round right there. I don't think he even saw his opponent when he died. And in this post-plant, individuals were trusted. Diha spun on a pivot perfectly. They got shooters. And the timeouts are coming like a water fountain right now. We've got already 2 used from both teams.
Yeah, you can feel that posturing, the back and forth.
I mean, they're taking each other very seriously, and for good reason. And again, when we look to the second half, Navi have something to be scared of, and it's doing incredibly well on CT side. They need to meet a quota. Even when Navi had their Nuke streak, that was unbeaten for so long until the Blast Fall final versus Vitality. It's such a big win. Even at that point, they always had oddly poor T sides. They had great rounds in there, but they never had these 8-7, 9-6, 10-5 T sides. So it makes sense to exhaust these timeouts now.
Oh, Boomich finds that one. Snappy's able to get himself down into the secrets. Quick cross. With no smokes up, he just simply gets past their lines of sight, and he waits perfectly to catch Electronic on that peak. Nicely done by Snappy, anticipating it, and now looking to go even further. He gets down to the vents bit. He's going to be a little bit more hesitant. Of course, ramp will be held by Simple.
Yeah, it has made some good rotations so far. Again, it looks like he can get into a good spot, but what we don't see is how early he got there.
And they also won't know numbers, the CTs. Did Snappy cross alone? Were there more?
Oh, that's good. That's enormous.
Nice position. Just sits back, waits.
Just to have the awareness to play the off angle that deep.
It's exactly what Snappy did to Electronic inside of Mini. Bit gets revenge for his fallen comrades. Smokes start to fade on that A site, and we still have ENCE all over this map. There are booby traps set by ENCE. Counter-terrorist starting to wiggle. Diha sees the barrel, slides wide, gets Perfecto's head. Boomich looking to answer, and he will fall to Diha once more, who has been the best so far from ENCE.
It's been nothing but headshots for Diha, and the bomb gets planted, and Bit's heart sinks. Sitting inside a lower after taking down Snappy. I don't even think there's a way back in for Navi. This is a round locked up.
Drawn down to that lower bomb site.
Oh man, it's crazy because they were spotting the outside of Squeaky. Perfecto was waiting and hoping that his teammate on the back of the site was going to cover that for him, and it was being checked. Diha got the perfect timing. And this is where ENCE show their range a little bit. Not only do they have some of these fast tactics and they can pull off a very strong default, but Snappy is totally willing to allow all of his teammates to lurk whenever they want. So they can have 5 lurk rounds, and that's where the T-sides gets even scarier. It's very hard to know when you should hold grenades or not. There might be a meter stick between Navi and ENCE right now.
But at least they take that one step forward with this most recent round.
Yes.
And it looks good because it's the mid-round too.
I don't think he sees anything but heads right now, Diha. Yeah. That's frustrating for Perfecto. He knows his teammate was watching that.
We got limitations here for Navi. Limitations to that MP9 Infamous. Still double the rounds of ENCE. Navi comfortable.
Jeez. It's asking for some util damage, and they can make these smokes expire if they would like to. Looking to volley the cross halfway after the smoke is gone. Got something new in this position. They haven't got to kill. Lots of unconfirmed damage, of course.
Trying to press up with those numbers. Util starts to come in. Perfecto. MP9 good for that first, but what about Boomich's position? He's up close, and he drops that bomb. Navi across the kill feed. Madden finds no footing inside that site.
Ooh, they didn't want to work hard for that one.
Total lockdown on the doorway.
Yeah, they throw some of their nades outside. Last time that they faked with upper, they ended up going towards ramp. So this might have been a play off of their own rounds that they've seen not work versus Navi. Oh, wow, what a shot from Simple, where they decide to, instead of throw that fake, just go forward with it. It's interesting because they used a fake first. So both could be hard to read, but Navi have been right there, especially when the set tactics have come out. It does feel like ENCE are a bit scarier in that default, letting D-Ha work a little bit more, trying to let him get his kill. But you can't do that every single round. They can't be riding off of D-Ha's opening frags.
Luckily for ENCE, there's still that rebuy. 2 more rounds to play for here on the T side. Electronic's been such a nuisance, changing up this position outside consistently.
Yeah, this is topping off after 30 straight for Heroic.
Yeah.
Completely controlled the map in that game.
Ooh, frag for Electronic, but it misses. It actually hits the door frame and doesn't go through.
Yeah, that could be damage that matters.
Another smoke down on the door. Boomich just playing lights out right now, 17-5.
Yeah, and he's got the most important position. We've seen how many plays have come out of Squeaky, and he has been the doorman. ENCE looking to repeat with a caveat. Will it be red?
Simple on the open floor. More than one on the other side. Spinks gets dropped first.
And look where Simple is.
On the exit. Weapon doesn't fire fast enough for 3, but Boomich is always nearby. And as he sees that peek towards Mini, D-Ha again. Who else is going to get these openings for ENCE? Perfecto. He gets outwards, but look at the bomb. It's falling down into the vent.
Oh
Snap. He's chasing Perfecto, and that opens it up for the Heaven Peak. Navi take 10.
Oh, the coordination is absolutely incredible right now. Navi look fully moisturized. Look at the places that Simple is going is where ENCE are ending up, right? If your Opera is sitting inside of Heaven, they weren't sure if it was going to be a ramp hit outside or upper. Once Simple makes that rotation where he drops into the site, his only next move is either to go down the vent or to retake hut or go into lobby. Nothing is easy from that point on. So that says a lot that he plays there that early on before ENCE had thrown any nades upper.
Maybe a little bit faster. I feel like we've seen kind of ENCE slow down.
Wow, that's a dangerous cross from Electronic, but we've always seen the position where D-Ha has been clearing out the back of Mini over and over again, so he cheats out here really quickly.
Gets the fight he's looking for, fumbles the frag for a second. Doesn't go deep enough to deal damage to D-Ha.
Utility gets drawn out here. Last round of the first half. I don't even think 10-5 guarantees it here for Navi. They're looking for 11-4.
Perfecto peeks off top hut, Spinks with a nice double. Keeps himself swiveling around, and down goes the MAC-10 of Madden. Hades trying to fight versus Heaven. He's being swarmed though, and now the mini player gets in with that final round from Navi. A dominant CT side here on Nuke.
There's no other way to characterize it. That's what it was. They got away with everything. The reads were on points. Simple was in position to stop their execs wherever they went, and he had teammates this time around with Boomich in front of the Squeaky. The number of times that ENCE had tried to implore something to do with Squeaky, it actually had to be Boomich to be able to multi-frag over and over again to guarantee that they'd win. They lost 2 times versus half buys from ENCE, so that does say a lot. Now we move into the second half, and yeah, ENCE have an amazing CT side, but now they don't have that extra padding. Think of the terror that sets in if they end up losing this pistol. So much pressure on them in this moment. Their map pick, and they're down 11-4.
It's definitely not how they would have envisioned this first 15 going. Can they cool off what looks like what truly looks like 5 major champions.
Navi let the losses in the group stage roll off their shoulders. They say don't get excited about those wins. Those aren't the tournament wins.
Here and now, that's what matters. Beretta's on Spinks. Smoke, no kit to the CT side. Bomb plant could be huge. Oh, Madden, quick kill on that outer side.
Oh, but look who's still shooting, Boomich, and he's making progress. And he makes so much noise that you think he's going to be aware of everything. He actually gets away. There's a position here. Boomich, he's not stopping.
I mean, this
like
guy
a Mack truck. He's running through the outside. He's actually coordinating with his teammate inside of ramp, and they're hitting lower at the same time.
That's 4 players to hit this B site. Snappy looking to cut off one end. Double headshot in from Snappy. Now they know that bomb's back site being planted. Man advantage here for ENCE in a critical pistol. Snappy looks to lead by example, but here he is. The wonder of Bit. 16 health in the 1v3 will not be enough, and ENCE will kick this off with a little bit of life.
Yeah, the crazy part about Snappy is this high fragging IGL. We look at his all-time stats, and they don't make sense when we look at the recent form. It's crazy that he's elevated both his roster in terms of how good they look on both halves on so many maps, but also his individual level. And we see him in positions where I think he reinforces himself sometimes. He'll pick up a gun like the AUG, for example, in a map where maybe he's not playing so well, and then deliver on that front. But he clearly can keep up in terms of the aim, and he's proving it today. One of the oldest players that we've got at the Major, but looking at the youngest.
That third kill just as clean as the first 2. Majority SMGs from ENCE. Roll the economy, get the momentum going, and take back this first map. That is their goal.
Yeah, this is kind of risky for ENCE. They know that an investment is likely to come here for NAVI.
They set this A site on fire. Flashbangs follow. Boomich, he gets that one, but Madden!
No way!
Blind as can be, still connects for 2, and then yet NAVI back with a response. Hades from the heavens.
But
the AUG makes a difference.
Yeah, but they've left their post, and here's an opening. They move quickly.
Wasting no time, they get downstairs. Bomb will be planted off of the back of that. Weapons are what lean the way of ENCE. But talent, oh, well, that's simple. Mac 10 above them, single point of health on Electronic.
Simple jumps on the railing to dodge that spam.
Incendiary.
Oh my God, he killed him
with a nade! Diha does him dirty, simple dice! And with that, the clutch comes in!
1 HP to the chest with the can, and he kills him. No way.
Dunked on.
We've seen that twice already.
Unbelievable.
This Major. That's ridiculous. You know, it's funny, but he would have died to that molly. It was placed perfectly in that spot. They get a bit panicking. What is this spray from Madden?
I don't know how he gets that second kill.
Who memorizes the MP9 spray pattern? You had that blind. Damn, Electronic got nut checked with that molly and died. That's not how I'm trying to go out.
You're not getting tired, are you, Antwerp? I don't know, it kind of sounds like you are.
Yeah, Shock said you guys can keep it going all night.
She said they do it bigger in Belgium.
Yeah. Promises were made. The stadium is absolutely rammed.
NAVI in full control. A little bit of a test here to start the second half. But if we get more of what we saw in the first 15, then they should be able to break through with a bye like this. Time to tell for NAVI. Rounds to gain for ENCE.
Smart for ENCE to only invest in those MP9s. Still ends up being expensive. As we can see, the buys right now. I mean, both NAVI and ENCE know the other team is going to be spending every bottom dollar. Snappy's already had a massive round for only having 8 kills. One of the 3 rifles here for ENCE. So NAVI last year had the best upper execute that almost everybody tried to pick apart and analyze. You have to show their game plan completely here to ENCE.
Big pop. Spinks dives into the cover. Oh, but in comes Madden. Just that one. The lesser weapons work out.
Oh, they split their aim so badly. Up in heaven. could be crossing from either side. ENCE were not totally prepared for that situation. Doesn't mean they're out of this round, though. There is still a chance for them. I don't know if they're even going to go for it, but look who's in position now.
Snappy May is at least going to force them out with the util. That's a freebie for Hades. Diha trying to find that timing. It is that MP9 press close in the hands of Bit. And as he swings, he gets the kill. They've now taken backman advantage. Bomb beyond the halfway point. Electronic looking to cut them off, but he also dies. And now if it's not Perfecto, it's going to be ENCE with a 7th. But he waits, and that defuse comes through. It's a denial.
Oh my God.
A 7th for ENCE. They make that work.
Did Simple overplay his hand there? He walked into mini 4-on-3 situation. Maybe they felt a little insecure. Maybe they thought that ENCE were saving. That is uncharacteristic. I don't know if that was because he thought he was on the hunt, or if he thought we needed to get more space and he felt like he was not in a good position to be comfortable. But that patience from ENCE, the AUG play from the back of Big Garage, that saves the day. And ENCE make this a 4-round game. So little action from Bit so far in this match, as ramp was barely played by ENCE in that first half. On the T side, more will be in his control. He'll play a pivotal position inside of Squeaky. Lots of action will come his way. And he'll be able to forcibly take kills. Now as we swap over, we saw Electronic play outside on CT side. Same will be said from T side. One of the best players to clear out positions in the game.
He pushes ahead. Goes down, Hades falls to the hands of Simple.
Yeah, he was here just floating, and they've taken out who should be the opper on the map, right? The AUG goes down in Big Garage. They immediately call out that ENCE are not prepared to deal with that situation and take it fast to lower.
Though, in position, falls back, fakes it, jumps up, sees that there's 2 more heads inbound. Perfecto over towards the ramp. Snappy's looking to hold this line, but he's outnumbered. There's 2 Ts here, and Bit finds the headshot. The opening and the ball now rolls downstairs. Simple getting Diha means B site is clear for the taking, and unless ENCE can pull off another lesser player retake, they won't.
Yeah.
They let this one slide, and with that, Navi find 12.
Yeah, they pull that together. That was pretty hot. After taking out Hades in Big Garage, I mean, they felt like the map was theirs. It suddenly felt like the entire setup from ENCE was obvious to Navi. Not worried about anybody inside of Heaven, not worried about a mini player on the cross, didn't stop to throw their smokes, put so much pressure on Diha, who didn't even have time to pull out grenades, fell back into his death in the B site, and Snappy made the executive choice to sit on the ramp. Of course, oftentimes when you see somebody take your first few bullets, you shoot. If you get a kill, great. If not, you end up rotating down. And they know that with the lower pressure, the ramp hit coming in, that part's not a fake. If Snappy stays and wins his duels, of course, we might have a different round. But he could have also tried to join up with Diha and try to connect and defend the site that way. But maybe he felt like Diha left control side, Diha left decon. This was a losing battle. He had to get it done. Either way, Navi were perfectly ready for that.
Oh, wow. Simple, so sharp. Hades going to be a little frustrated, understandably, getting caught in the open like that.
Oh, it's okay to patrol with the AUG. It's a tough way to die, but at the same time, it's also a moment of timing. ENCE had a couple of moments of timing in that first half to go their way. They can't be too salty about it.
3rd timeout called here from ENCE. Trying to smooth out that game plan, find their answer. All that love for Counter-Strike, I'm sure. This guy here, Spinks.
He's been a
so good.
Complete anomaly. I mean, just trying to figure out Spinks is
how does he do
opening Pandora's box, really. Yeah, this guy has done so much.
Problem is he's not there where we expect him so far here on Nuke. You know, it's like the joke is 20-5 every single start, and not here tonight, not this evening versus Navi.
Even though he's got higher highs than Diha, Diha's been more consistent than him every single game. I think in the last 5 or 6 maps, he's had over 22 kills. I think that was the lowest.
Better late than never. See if Spinks can get active. Another round where Hades could be essential to the start of it.
Oh, this B line. I don't know if it'll be heard, but Hades might clear it. No, Electronic, wow. What a move.
Step ahead.
Yeah, using that molly to cover the noise. This is the position we see him, and we saw him get to in classic Navi T sides on Nuke. Taking over secret control, waiting. Sometimes without a kill, and that's where I think some of their T sides would fall apart. But in this spot, 5v4. Low guns here for ENCE. I think Navi have shown their confidence. We've got wrap smokes coming out. Big garage getting cleared out. Navi are letting ENCE hear every single footstep. They're not super concerned about that.
Another element to that confidence.
Now the natural rotations here, Navi know this for ENCE taking over the huts, but is that a position that they can go to? Can they retake the upper site? I think they have to take a more risky choice. We see that from this position of Diha. And again, Navi let them know what their intention was. It doesn't mean that ENCE can stop it.
Spinks in a very critical position now that Diha's gone down first. Madden's gonna draw the attention. Spinks still locked in, expected to the heaven play. 10 seconds left!
Oh!
Spinks with the double kill, and that means it falls onto Snappy. 6 seconds as Navi get their footing inside that site. He goes over, and he doesn't stop the bomb! They plant! In the midst of it all, the frag goes down, Snappy goes wide, and he's lost both those targets. The fire forcing him forward as Navi take 13.
Oh, if he had stopped that bomb from going down, there was no way to get it back. He could have disappeared just as quickly as he did appear inside of heaven. Wow, that was insane. They planted backside because they didn't know if he was rotating through lobby, as you naturally would be, or if he'd be up in heaven. I thought he got that frag. Ended up hitting them both twice. We see a little X factor out of Spinks with his attempt on the hold. And these days, you feel like you look at Snappy and you think, yeah, he does have it on to win the 1v2.
He's got that clutch.
Yeah, he's putting up clutch rounds sometimes.
Right now, Navi 3 away from victory on Nuke. And round 21 should be shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah, this is the least fun round to call, right? You don't invest anything. You have to get as creative as possible. You know, you have a 99% chance of losing. But the map is your canvas. You can do whatever you want. As for Navi, you can see they'll circle you like sharks. Make the map incredibly claustrophobic. Do it super slowly and understand that they're trusting protocols so that everything is watched, everything is tradable, and eventually you run out of space. So the CTs respond.
Long range fright from Simple, easy. Target spotted, that's gonna activate Simple. He wants to duke it out. And Spinks answers back with that P250.
Oh, okay,
easy
Boomich.
cleanup from Boomich. He's gonna continue to rack up those kills, taking over Simple as Spinks responds once more.
Man, Navi are looking at a statement map here as they get to 14 rounds.
Total stomp so far, 14-7 and 2 away. Just an easy day in the office tonight thus far.
I think I heard the 2-minute bell there. "16 maps played here for ENCE. They picked this Nuke and have lost it twice. Once a long time ago back at the beginning of ESL Pro League to FaZe, and a second time to NIP at the European RMR. Outside of that, 14 wins, have given up double-digit rounds 3 times in the last 7 or 8. Very clean stuff. I mean, they've taken down Heroic, they've taken down NIP, they've taken down Astralis, the Flames, all very competent Nuke teams. This could be their worst loss for some time.
Probably the hardest loss to swallow when it comes to the context of the match. This is the one they really wanted to show up in. To do it from here would be a massive burden, but they will try their damnedest. Off in the hands of Hades. Spinks starting to come alive here. We've seen a couple of impactful kills, and sure enough, there it is. An opening from Spinks, 5v4 for ENCE.
Is he awake too late is the question. Also one of his worst maps in some time. And oh, Diha will lose out to Electronic.
Hades.
Let's test that 4v5 win percentage for Navi.
Oh, Spinks in with a second. Looking to stamp his name on this round. There's 3 players still outside for Navi, and they're all trying to skate by silently, looking to get into that B site. Numbers unknown to ENCE. And the rotate hesitates.
Yeah, as we can see, it's not committed just yet.
We do get Snappy downstairs. He's come from that ramp room.
Yeah, looking to slink him to position.
Everybody else from Navi, they're just going to wait until everybody's by this doorway. Snappy, he's going to be pitched behind.
He's on the floor.
Door swing. Oh, nice snap.
It's
that
in the name.
one at least. Molotov thrown over towards ramp. CT starting to scramble downstairs, but you leave Simple and Perfecto in a clutch, and you can get fireworks. He waits. There's a couple delayed here from ENCE, and Simple just wants a target, give him something to shoot. Where is his next victim?
Oh, he might have found that timing.
Yes, he does.
Oh, that's for free.
AK to the side of Hades' head. Perfecto deep in the corner, gives himself away.
Okay.
And there's a response from Madden. Does he get past the scope? No, sir. Simple shuts it down. 15 to Navi.
Oh, don't give him an off. That's 4v5 and also 2v3 at the end. As Navi slowly get downstairs, and Snappy puts himself in a position to make me multi-frag, right, to kill someone as soon as they open the door, and it's an incredibly hard shot to do so.
Clean.
To start things off, but the trades are perfect. I mean, Navi surround the perimeter. They take both decon and control. They open the doors at the exact same time. There was no real way for him to multi.
Oh man, look at this act of desperation, forcing in with everything they can afford. ENCE, a single rifle, and they put it into the hands of the hero who got him here. Spinks, what can you do?
Oh, this map has been like Leonardo DiCaprio versus a bear so far.
Gutting loss for ENCE.
Yeah.
Simple hunts the head and finds it. Snappy, he does good damage, but again, it's the weapons that are going to make the difference in this one. Diha's trying to chase outside. Electronic ready for it. 5 versus 3 to close out Nuke, to take away the challenge of ENCE.
Oh, and as good as Diha has been, the kill matrix starting to lean now towards Electronic, who's been his nemesis. His mirror fight outside.
Boomich waits with Simple. Another player walks in, and you can see as ENCE just fumble and stutter their way into each of these kills. Slowly but surely, Navi lock in 16, and on the cusp of this A site, it is Spinks and Madden, or map 1 win to Navi. Bit on the doorway, finds that rifle. Madden able to help, but as he falls down, he's gonna get a chance. Oh, the player talks, they wait perfectly for the mini frag, and then everybody comes at them. Navi with an easy first win.
Okay, it doesn't get much scarier than that. I read off the statistics all map. That's an unbelievable performance from Navi, taking down 2 teams, the best teams in the world, on Nuke, here in playoffs.